Yo, what's going on? It's Greg Santos and welcome to the Outlier Circle. Now, this is your first time joining me here today. I help isolated outliers who lack a powerful network of mentors and really ambitious people and help you create this worldwide network filled with 7, 8, 9-figure business owners where they're invested in your journey, where you have other really ambitious people who you can really live life with and you can live life without limits. And one of my mentors said that people are the shortcut to success. So if you want to build that world-class network and live life with no limits and be able to travel the world as you please and do it with some really awesome people and have people help you out along the way, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that notification button because I'm going to be dropping some more super hot fire, some more stuff on how to connect with people and really take your life to the next level. So that being said, let's get rocking and rolling into this video. Now, let's say you have a mentor or a potential mentor that you want to have a relationship with, somebody that you want to have in your life, someone who might have more confidence and you want to learn how to have more confidence, or maybe they have a successful business and you want to learn how to have a successful business as well, or fitness, maybe they're really buff or really lean or marathon runner, whatever it is, whatever category and field you want to mentor in and you want to make a connection with this person and maybe you want to add value to this person. However, you may not be sure on exactly how to add value to them, right? Have you ever been there where you want to add, you know the concept of adding value to someone, but how do you add value to someone who seems like they have it all? How do you add value to someone who has a lot of money and has, a lot of connections and, seems like they can just have whatever they want right now? Like, where do you fit in to this, right? So here's some very simple ways on how to give value to those specific people. What doesn't cost you much money. It could, maybe depending on what route you want to go. So let's go with a very, very easy one. First and foremost, very easy. A testimonial. Let's think of where they're at, right? You got to think about their like where they're at in their life. What's important to them? Because when you want to have a relationship, what the wrong thing a lot of people do is they go in, they send a message, or they go and meet somebody and they start asking for advice. They start asking for help. They were trying to get something. And the thing is, 99% of the people that they meet are in that category. Most people want something from these people. So it's very hard for them to trust anybody. It's very hard for them to let people in because most people just want something from them. So if you can go in and be a person who adds value in some way, some form or fashion, they'll very much appreciate that. So you have to understand what's it like to be them. Really close your eyes and put yourself in their shoes. If you had this successful business, if you had all the connections, all the money, like what would that feel like? What would you have, right? But most importantly, what's important to you? So you got to think about what's important to this person, right? Like there's a couple things that are very important, kind of across the board, especially with very successful business owners. Number one, they care very, very, very much about their business, right? That's their baby. Like literally, that's like their baby. They birthed it. They're on a mission to whatever their mission is, whatever they want to do, and wherever they find purpose and fulfillment for. And if you can help them out with their mission, oh my God, they'll be, very, very grateful for you for doing that. Another thing is you can also figure out what charities are these people, very much involved in. Most likely, like for example, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has his foundation where he feeds people around the world. Now, he does that because it means so much to him because when he was a kid, he had somebody bring him Thanksgiving dinner when they didn't have Thanksgiving dinner, and it showed that people care. And he's like, I gotta feed people because someone did that for me. And that means the world to him. So by you giving value in that way, obviously, this is like a little simplified example. Obviously, it's going to be really challenging to get Tony's attention by volunteering to help his foundation or even donating, a small portion of money to, or any portion of money to his foundation is going to be really tough to get his attention unless it's like money on like a whole nother level where it can, potentially, where it can actually grab his attention. But you got to think like a successful business owner, like what is very important to them? Like, so for example, let's take Tim Ferriss, Donors Choose. That's his charity that he really likes to spread the word about. And he is actively raising money for that specific charity. So think about, well, what charitable organizations mean a lot to these people? And maybe you can even show up to these events where, they have a big event, maybe they have an annual event where people get together, and that person is likely going to show up at that event because that's a charity that they're very, very much, passionate about, they care a lot about. And if you can volunteer your time, even donate money to that charity, and you also, you spread the word about it on your social media and you tag that person, they see that. Now, when it comes to forming connections, we got to remember that this is a long game. It's not, oh, I do the charity, I send the money, now what? Well, nothing happened. Okay, you got to think about it. It's something that happens over time, okay? You don't just go, when you go on a date with somebody and it's the first time you ever meet them, you don't just go, there's steps to intimacy, right? There's actually a book called The 12 Steps of Intimacy. I think it starts with eye to body, right? And then it's eye to eye, then eye to hand, hand to hand. And then there's a whole steps from meet to sex, right? And it's 12 stages. And don't go on YouTube and start, looking that up right now. Don't click away from this because it'll mess up the YouTube algorithm and my videos won't show up so much. But in a separate tab, you can even type in 12 steps of intimacy and you can see there's steps. And sometimes you skip a step, but rarely do you go from step 1 to step 5 or step 5 to step 12. There's levels to this, right? And you go on a date, you don't just go up to somebody and say, hey, do you want to marry me? Hey, let's commit. Well, that's weird. That's creepy, right? It's desperate. It's not pleasurable. It's I gotta get away from it. What's going on? You feel a little bit of danger your way. So when it comes to, with mentors, you got to understand it's this is a long game. Help them out with their mission. So there's a man, his name is Joe Polish. He has a mastermind called Genius Network, and he also has another mastermind called Genius X. Genius Network is $25,000 a year to be part of. It has some of the best marketers on the planet that belong to this group. And then in an even smaller pond and more quality people, he has this Genius X, which is $100,000 a year to be part of. And I know that Joe Polish is very committed to helping people overcome addictions, because in Joe Polish's life, he had to overcome a cocaine addiction, and he had some trauma that happened to him when he was a kid, and he dealt with his feelings of just feeling like shit through addictions. And he says addiction is oftentimes not the problem, it's a solution to a problem. Don't ask why the addiction, but why the problem. Now, I know this about Joe Polish. Okay, I know he's on a mission to help as many people as possible overcome their addictions and spread the word about addiction, because you think about it, a lot of people don't want to admit that they have addictions, right? They don't, it's I'm not addicted, I can stop whenever I want, or it's a touchy subject, right? Now, what I want to do, because I want to connect with Joe Polish, is all right, he wrote a book on addictions and how do you break your addictions, and it's called Miracle Morning, and he wrote it with Hal Elrod, if you read that original book, but he did a co-writing book, I think that's how you say it, with Hal Elrod, and he has the Miracle Morning for addiction recovery. So I'm all right, I am going to just give value to Joe Polish for how X amount of time. It's still undefined, but I have decided already. I'm this is a guy that I want to have a long-term relationship with, and I want to have a track record of giving value before I ever ask him for something. And if I ask him for something, it's going to be something that's within his best benefit, within his best interest. So when like a podcast or something like that, right? Or maybe going to some kind of get together where there's people that can really add a lot of value to his life, even spread his message even more, something like that, right? And what I do is I buy his book, The Miracle Morning for Addiction Recovery, and I'll send it to people, and I will have them take a picture or take a video, tag me, say, thanks, Greg, for the book, and also tag Joe Polish. Boom. And I sometimes react to his stories, I send him DMs every now and then, and I comment on certain things. And he sees me, he sees my face. He keeps seeing that, I'm interacting, and then he sees that I'm spreading his message to help him with his mission. And the purpose is just keep giving value, keep on giving value, like nurture this relationship. And it's gonna take some time. And I've already made the decision. This is going to take some time, and that's okay. I'm just gonna continue to give value, continue to nurture, and one day, I might get his attention with something, or maybe he might reach out to me. Who knows what's gonna happen, right? Maybe even nothing can happen, and that's okay too, right? But it's like, all right, let me figure out how can I help this person out with their mission. So helping them out with a charitable cause that they're very much invested in, that they care about a lot, and helping them further that, helping them expand their reach and awareness, and they're gonna be very, very appreciative for you for that. Another thing, I mentioned it a couple minutes ago, which is a testimonial. Give somebody a solid testimonial. Tell a story. Talk about where you were, talk about what they said, how you applied it, and the results you got, and your gratitude for it. And when they see that, oh my God, they're like, yes, that's awesome. And they're gonna really appreciate the fact that you took your time out of your day without them having to ask you for it, and actually giving a testimonial. Again, it comes down to people's lives are, pretty bland across the board. And if you can do something to add some kind of positive emotion, some kind of positive value to them, they associate that to you. And that's another really fantastic way to give value. Testimonials, helping them out with their business. So I have another buddy of mine, his name is Will, and he has an amazing clothing company called Low Key Emotional. And I wanna have a relationship with Will. And I wanna continue to be friends with Will for literally the rest of our lives. If granted, nothing crazy happens, but that's someone I want to keep close to me because he's a young entrepreneur. He's really ambitious. He's a go-getter. And I'm like, this guy has his own business as well. So we're friends. I can easily reach out to Will and say, hey, Will, because I've purchased something from him before in the past in terms of helping him support his brand. I can easily say, hey, Will, I am going to send a gift to a friend. Like, can you help me out? Can you comp this? You probably say, hey, no problem, bro. Like, I got you anytime. But because I want to have a solid connection with this guy and I don't want to be a person who's just like asks for favors and takes all the time, I am more than happy to buy a sweater or to buy something from his website at full price. That's okay. I'm okay with paying full price because I support his business. I help him out. And when I do that, he is so appreciative of that. To see an order come through and it's for me, and knowing that I'm not asking for discounts, or knowing that I'm not trying to take something from him, but I just fully support him. I fully support his business. I'm adding value to him. I'm adding value to other people. I'm spreading his message out and all this stuff, right? And he associates so much joy and value to me because all I do is give. And guess what? There's going to be a time in the future where I may need some help, or where I have something that I offer for my business and he'd be more than happy to help me out along my mission as well. It's this law of reciprocity, right? You give. People can't help but want to give back. Like, for example, there's this one guy that we follow each other on Instagram, and this guy's always reacting to my stories. Always like, get after it. That's really awesome. Commenting on my posts, going on my Instagram lives. And he did this for months. And I just got sick and tired, like, dude, what do you, like, let me help you out. Like, thank you for constantly giving value to me. What are you working on? Where can I help you out in, right? And you know what he says? He goes, bro, you don't have to help me out with anything, man. Just keep posting. I appreciate the value that you offer. What? So now, like, I have that, like, this is awesome guy. Like, when I meet this guy, I know that's like, this can be my homie. Like, man, like, what a dude, right? So it just comes down to always adding value to the people that you want to have a relationship with. And great way, help them out with their business, help them out with charities, give them a testimonial, just a few things, pay for coaching, spread the word, post on your social media, just little things that go a long way. And the more that they can see your face, the better, okay? So constantly commenting, constantly sharing their stuff, talk about their stuff, help them out with their mission, because how many people are really doing that, right? If you can be like a raving fan for this person and really help them with their mission, the chances are you're gonna be more than likely to have more conversations with this person and longer conversations and possibly puts you in a position to have a relationship with this person. Does that make sense? Awesome. If you got some value from this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you also hit that notifications bell because I'm gonna be dropping some more super hot fire, baby. And there's gonna be some more tips on how to connect with high-level mentors, also how you can connect with ambitious peers and give value and grow your network and really live life with amazing people who are on their purpose, and you can have more opportunities, more adventure, more fun, and you can live life with no limits. In the meantime, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video and make it a great day.